Hi, Jeremy.
Hi,
Welcome to the tattoo shop.
thank you.
So, is this your first visit today?
It is my first visit.
Wonderful. Well, my name's Hannah. I'm going to be your tattoo artist for this experience for you. Basically, what's going to happen is we'll talk a little bit about what kind of tattoo you want and where you want it. I'm going to sketch it out here on this paper for you, and then we'll go ahead and do a test drawing on your actual skin with some washable markers. You can wear it home, you can try different clothes on with it, see how you feel, and then you know, report back, let me know if that's where you definitely want it or you can try a different way.
Cool.
Okay? So tell me a little bit about what you're looking for today.
Yeah, so I think that I want to get some sort of image of my dog, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
maybe a
really
picture of his face or something like that.
Yeah, that's really popular. A lot of people definitely love their pets, want to immortalize. We could do his face. If he has any specific traits, we could maybe do almost like a wreath, like assortment of things around him to sort of like frame him back, the background.
That could be cool.
So you did bring your dog with you today, right?
Yeah, I did.
Would I be able to just take a look at him so I can kind of see his real life facial features? Would you mind grabbing him from the lobby?
1 second.
Okay, thanks.
Here he is, the
Oh,
little
wow.
man.
He's so cute. All right, just hold on for just a sec. I'm going to just do a quick sketch on the side here so I can get a sense of him. He's got those big ears. And this is just really rough. We'll have a super defined sketch to you before we ever put something on your arm. Okay, and you're thinking mostly the face, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I've got a good sense of him. For the details and stuff, I'm going to likely have you draw me, just send me a couple pictures.
Absolutely.
We'll just do the basic outline on your arm for now, but then when we go in and fill in with the actual tattoo, we're definitely going to want to get all those, little freckles, little whiskers and stuff, so a picture would be super helpful.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, is he friendly?
He is, yeah.
Very cute. All right, you can go ahead and put him back in the lounge, and we'll
Sounds
just go
good.
ahead and do a drawing. All right, so let me just sketch out, really rough again, just super bare bones what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
How about, do you have an idea of where you'd want it on your body?
Probably my arm. Probably my forearm,
Your
I'm
forearm?
thinking.
Would you mind just sticking that out for me? I'm just gonna go ahead and take like a basic size. So it's looking like, yeah, thank you. That's good. I don't want to create such a big drawing with lots of intricate details that we wouldn't be able to fit in this space. So it's probably about 3 inches wide. Okay. So about your forearm is what you're thinking?
Yeah.
And do you have a preference of which direction it faces? Sort of downwards or upwards?
I think downwards.
Downwards, okay. So that if you have your arm stretched out, he's upright.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and this will be the taper of the wrist, and this is the direction that it will be upwards, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, no, it would be the other way, wouldn't it? Towards your wrist, upwards.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it can be confusing looking at everything backwards, so thank you for bearing with me. All right. All right, so now that we've got a sense of what the size, where it's going to be, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I think would be a rough sketch. So what I'm thinking is that we sort of have his head tilted, because his head tilted like that was super, super cute, super unique. He has this little smirk and these little freckles right on the nose, which are really cute, which I'd like to highlight. Are those aspects that you're comfortable with me highlighting?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. He also has a few sort of like almost eyebrow-like hairs, which are super cute. What I'd like to do is really create that depth, maybe even use some white ink to create even more dynamic, where these little hairs are sort of seen in some light and not in others, sort of giving him that lifelike feel.
That's cool.
Okay. So that's sort of what I'm thinking for the face. How do you like that?
Yeah, I really like that.
Okay. And do you think we'll make it a little more 3D as well, you know, give him some depth here, but do you think just the face is like, is that enough of him, or would you want to
Yeah, I think that's no, I think that's enough. I think that's a
Okay.
good representation.
And again, this would just be, you know, some representation of width in his ears. And we'd make sure that the snout really protruded, give realism to it. And then what I was thinking, because you said his name was Chili, right? Is it would almost be like he was sort of laying in a bed of chili peppers, sort of popping out of them. You can just sort of imagine that all around. We would just really fill it in with, you know, sort of all sorts of colors. Make it like a really colorful wreath. And then, you know, sort of in between, to fill that in, we would have more greenery, more vines, just creating a sense of nature and happiness, excitement, joy. He seems like a really happy dog.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And then just imagine that sort of all the way around.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Okay. Would you want to just have me sketch this out on your arm? These are, you know, non-toxic markers. It'll just wash right off, but it'll give you a chance to live with it for a few hours.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, perfect. So what I'm going to do is just keep this aside for reference. Are you able to put your arm flat on here? Is that
Yeah.
okay with you? Perfect, and this won't take too long. So first thing I'm going to do is just cut out this image. And I'm just going to sort of play with it on where it would be on your arm before we start sketching. So again, you want it up like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to move this. You go ahead and tell me, and we can also make this a little smaller, a little bigger. So, you know, just because here it's too big, we'll just shrink it down a little bit. Go ahead and tell me how you feel about each spot. So just take a look at it here for a second. And then here. And then up here on your wrist. Does something shout out to you?
I think down here is shouting out to me.
Right here? Okay. All right, perfect. So that's where we're going to go ahead and do this. So I'm just going to keep this here for reference. Let me clean off the area. Here's how I put my gloves on. Obviously, when we're tattooing, we wear gloves to protect ourselves and you, since it's a needle, but in this case I just want to prevent any bleeding from the pens and smudging, because I want to give you the best possible sort of estimation of what it will be like. Okay, so I'm just going to clean off the area. It was a nice sticky surface to draw on. Just removing any oils that again may distribute the pens or so just using this as a guide, I'm going to go ahead and just do a rough estimate. I'm going to make it just a touch smaller, I think, just to accommodate that wreath and not have it feel too overwhelming. Do you happen to remember what color his eyes were?
I think they're brown.
They're brown, okay. And again, when I'm taking a look at the pictures, I'll definitely be able to do exact color matching, things like that. Just doing general shading right now too, as a reminder, this is just a sketch. We're gonna go ahead and accentuate those few little bits of whiskers we have, the nose, above the eyes. And I'm doing them darker right now, but I think we should do these all sort of in a lighter color. So I'm just finishing up some last minute adjustments here. Let me just do that wreath really quickly, and I'll try and give you a sense of what the whole thing would be like. But it will likely be more filled in than this. This is just to give you an idea. Is this going to be your first tattoo?
Yeah, it is actually.
Oh, that's exciting. And what made you decide to finally get one?
He's just too cute.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I have a few of my pets. It's hard to resist looking at them all day long. Are you nervous at all?
A little bit.
To me, it just feels like a little bit of pinching. As long as you just make sure to drink lots of water beforehand, you should be good. I will warn you, once you get your first tattoo, they can be really addicting. So a lot of people will wind up planning out their second tattoo while they're getting their first.
We'll see. We'll see.
Do you have any other pets?
No, hey, no.
Well, that's good. At least you don't have to put that on the list. I'm personally a big fan of the colorful tattoos. I think it just, adds a little something, but there's also a lot of great black and white work that you can do. So take take a little time with this. See if you like the color or if you'd want to do something a little more subtle. I promise I won't, take offense. It's all what's going to work best for you. And again, we would just sort of fill in with some greenery in between. Do some sort of pepper vine like work, just to make sure it feels really filled out. Okay. So again, it's just a rough sketch. We'll get something, once you send me those pictures, I'm going to do a really detailed sketch. And that way you can look at that. This is permanent. You can get tattoos removed, but it's quite costly and quite, quite painful. So definitely want to make sure you're comfortable with it. It feels like the right thing. If you have another idea as well, we could definitely do another drawing session. Anything to kind of get you where you're feeling comfortable.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, we'll go home. Live with it for a little. Let me know how things go. Send me some pictures, and maybe we'll put it on you.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Looks great. Oh.